Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at how to express certainty and uncertainty using these very common question words, doko, nani, dare, and itsu. Of course, we know these four words to be where, what, who, and when. But if we attach certain particles to the end of these words, we end up with some new words. So let's start here with attaching the particle ka. By doing so, we change the word doko from where to somewhere or anywhere. Nani changes from what to something or anything. Dare changes from who to someone or anyone. And itsu changes from when to some time. Now, please note that the particles wa and o are usually omitted with these words. So if you have a sentence with the particle wa or the particle wo, we don't typically use it. For example, someone is in that room. Dare ka sono heya ni imasu. Or, let's have something to eat. Nani ka tabemashou. And finally, let's meet again sometime. Mata itsuka aimashou. Other particles are placed after ka, but in some cases the particle can be omitted to make the sentence more casual. For example, is there a chair somewhere? Doko ka ni isu aru? Or, to be more polite, we can insert the particle doko ka ni isu ga aru? And then to be even more polite, we could finish our sentence with the polite form of the verb, which is arimasu, and attach the particle ka. Doko ka ni isu ga arimasu ka? In our second example, someone is watching. Dare ka mite imasu? Or, if we wish to be more polite, dare ka ga mite imasu? And finally, let's go somewhere. Doko ka ikimashou? Or, if we wish to be more polite, doko ka e ikimashou? In questions, doko ka, nani ka, and dare ka often mean anywhere, anything, or anyone. For example, are you going anywhere in the vacation? Yasumi ni doko ka e ikimasu ka? So again, we can insert the e here, or we can leave it out depending on the level of formality required. In our second example, did you eat anything? Nani ka tabemashita ka? And in our third example, did anyone see my dog? Dare ka watashi no inu wo mimashita ka? So when using these question words in a question, it changes the meaning from somewhere, something, or someone to anywhere, anything, or anyone. Now, if we attach the particle mo to our question words and also finish our sentence with a negative verb, we create the following. So doko plus mo becomes not anywhere. Nani mo is nothing or not anything. Dare mo is no one or not anyone. Itsu mo is never or not ever. Now again, please note that the particles ga, wo, and wa are not usually used with these words, and itsumo plus a negative is rarely used. So for example, on that day, nowhere was open. Sono hi wa doko mo aite imasen deshita. And our second example, there was no one there. Dare mo imasen deshita. And in our third example, I did not receive anything, or I received nothing. Nani mo moraimasen deshita. So in these first three examples, we can see that we have our question word followed directly by our verb without any particles in between. In our final example, Mr. Tanaka is never home on Sunday. Tanaka-san wa nichiyoubi wa itsumo uchi ni imasen. Now, as mentioned earlier, itsumo plus a negative verb is rarely used. Instead, typically, the Japanese will use something like a plain verb plus koto ga nai or koto ga arimasen. So here we can also see that our verbs that come directly after our question words are all in the negative tense. Aite imasen, imasen, and moraimasen. Now, other particles can come before the mo and serve to add emphasis to a sentence. For example, I am not going anywhere, or I am going nowhere. Doko e mo ikimasen. So we can also remove this e from the sentence. どこも行きません. It's just that adding the e into the sentence gives it more emphasis, as in, I am not going anywhere. Likewise, in the second example, I did not meet anyone. 誰にも会いませんでした. So again, it is still grammatically correct to omit the ni, but if we include it, what we're doing is adding emphasis to our sentence. I did not meet anyone. And in our final example, I haven't heard that from anyone. それは誰からも聞いていません. In this case, the kara is the from anyone, and it's required because we are saying from anyone, so we can't omit that kara. Now, if we add mo to the following question words and an affirmative verb, we end up with the following. Dokomo is everywhere, and itsumo is always. Now, please note that everything is expressed by zenbu or doremo, and everyone is expressed by minasan or simply minna. For example, everywhere in this house is dirty. この家はどこも汚いです. So we can see here that we have an affirmative verb, which is des, and we've included our question word, which is dokomo, directly before the adjective. And in our second example, I hear the summer in Hokkaido is always cool. 北海道の夏はいつも涼しそうです. So again, we're finishing our sentence with an affirmative verb, des, and again, our question word comes directly before the adjective. Now, if we attach the particles de and mo to the end of our question words, we end up with the following. Doko demo is anywhere, nan demo is anything, dare demo is anyone, and itsu demo is any time. Now, please note that the particles wa, ga, and wo do not occur with these words. Other particles occur before demo. For example, where is the best spot for a picnic? ピクニックはどこがいいですか? Well, I don't know, anywhere will do. どこでもいいです. So we can see here that there are no particles that follow どこでも. We just simply have どこでも followed by the phrase いいです, and いい is our adjective and it means good. So essentially what we're saying is anywhere is good. In our second example, where shall we have a party? パーティーはどこでしましょうか? And again, どこでもいいです is a perfectly acceptable response. In our third example, what shall we eat? 何を食べよう? So we have our verb 食べましょう in its casual form 食べよう. And in this case, our response is 何でもいい. Anything will do. And in our fourth example, to whom shall we give it? 誰にあげましょうか? Please give it to anyone. 誰にでもあげてください. In this case, we have inserted the particle ni between dare and demo, but again, that's just for emphasis. So you can omit this particle and simply say, dare demo agete kudasai, please give it to anyone. But by including the particle, we're saying please give it to anyone. We're placing emphasis on the anyone. And finally, I will phone tomorrow. When would suit you? 明日電話します. いつがいいですか? And we might just simply say anytime will do. いつでもいい. So again, the i means good. Anytime is good. So that's about all for this topic, but if you have any questions or comments, please let me know.